Hello, my dear one. Lenka Lutonska here, of course, founder of Business Energetics Academy. And what I'm about to share with you is something that you intuitively know it's happening, but maybe you're not able to put your words to it. It will be supremely helpful to you if you are a leader of a business, if you aim to make a huge impact in the world, if you'd love to scale your business, grow your business, and essentially fulfill your greatest mission on this earth. Because we're going to talk about the great timeline split. We're going to talk about how the world is changing, the process continues, and how the next 5 years will be very, very crucial for you in your business, your life, in your energy, but also on collective level for the world. You see, the reality is a beautiful thing, and you can look at it from various different perspectives. And I've been talking a lot about dismantling of an old paradigm of business and building new paradigm of a business. There's the difference between what the old traditional way of business, that is the, if you like, based on very much on wounded masculine, and the new paradigm of the business energetics, which is built on a fusion of divine masculine and feminine energy. This can be perceived from various perspectives, and one of them is the splitting the timelines, where the old way of, yes, business, but also life is based on fear, distorted masculine, it's based on manipulation tactics, it's based on working only with the mind. It's so old, and you know this shift has been happening, and we are in this splitting timelines where we are, and you and I and many of us together are creating the new timeline for the entire world, new economy, new world, new way of business, which is based on love. It's based on soul. It's based on innate safety. You know you are safe, on abundance that is your birthright, not something that you need to chase. And we are in the midst of this splitting timelines. That's why you see and probably experience both. And you see even people almost like not being able more and more to find the middle ground. It's either over here or over here. Yes, it's happening on a big global level. But also is happening for you in your business, in your life, when you are offered choice. Hey, are you going to give into fear? Are you going to be gripping on the old structure, or are you going to embrace new? Are you going with soul, with your heart, less with the mind, less with the predictable? It's been happening for years. But now, all the way until 2030 and beyond, that's where the timeline will be very much settled, certainly for you and for the world. Now, it's not to say that the old timeline is not going to exist anymore. You know, the fear-based, the distorted masculine-based reality, it's still going to continue. But a majority of souls, majority of people, and majority of business leaders, they do know, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in a reality and run a business that is based on exhaustion and just strategies and you know, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. There must be more. Maybe you build your success on it. I know very many powerful women leaders who are such high achievers and build their entire careers and entire lives, entire huge success on that old hustle, prove, and ego, and status, I must belong, I must match everyone around me, so I better keep achieving. That's the dismantling timeline. That's the reality that vast majority of people, they don't want to be on. So we are collectively together, we're literally building a new world, a new timeline, and a new economy. We're building together and co-creating, co-architecting a completely new paradigm of how we'll approach business and success and wealth. And it's called business energetics. So because we are in the midst of this transition or timeline split, I would like to bring into your awareness 11 things that are different between that old business paradigm and a new business paradigm. old reality and then the one that is emerging, because I'm sure that you are one of those that want to lead the new economy, that want to lead and enjoy and experience this new reality, right? It's quite possible that your one foot is over here and one foot is over there, maybe more or less in one way. This video will help you to gain clarity and you intuitively feel what's next for you or where to redirect your energy next, okay? So let's go through these 11 things that are old, that are not working, and the 11 things that are replacing it. The first thing that's changing is the source of power. Where do we source our sense of value, who we are, and power? In the old business paradigm and old dismantling timeline, the power was sourced from external results. The power was sourced horizontally. It goes something like this. I feel worthy and powerful and I know I'm doing well when something outside of me is showing me that. When I have good sales month, when I have lots of likes on that Instagram reel, when I have lots of views on my video, when this launch is going well, that's when I know I am worthy, I am powerful, I am doing the right thing. So this is sourcing horizontally the power. In a new business paradigm and paradigm of reality in business energetics, that power, that value is sourced internally. It's there because it is. This is basically when you are connected to your divinity. You know you're inherently worthy, incredibly valuable, and incredibly limitlessly powerful because you are, because it's not just your birthright, you were made that way. So from here, everything is created completely differently. But this is the first thing that is very, very different, where you source value from. So good reflection for you is to ask yourself, okay, where am I here? Am I still sourcing value horizontally, or am I a type of leader that is being in that full value and power and I'm creating from this place? Because when you create from this place, from presence rather than proving, then reality must catch up, and catch up it will. And it's from this place where you can create limitless success, not limited, where you can create the level of success and impact where you don't need to sacrifice anything, where you enrich yourself and everyone else. So that's the first thing, the source of power. The second thing that is vastly different in the old and new paradigm of business is the relationship to strategy. In the old business paradigm, we used to take strategy as that's the thing that brings the results. So we led the business with strategy. And it was all about how to make this work. How do I optimize my YouTube channel? How do I make sure that this funnel is working? How do I bring more clients in? It's the strategy that is making the shit happen, right? And it's the entire business has been strategy led. Often this strategy would also come from very reactive consciousness, as in, okay, I want money, I want this, I want that, I want success. So what do I need to do to make this work? What do I need to do so people buy? So we often would be mimicking, often looking around. Oh, they do something that works. Let us adopt that strategy and so forth. It's mimicking. It's reactive. It's confining ourselves to the current environment. In the new business paradigm, in business energetics, relationship to strategy is completely different. Sure, it's still there. Strategy doesn't disappear. You see, the strategy is not the opposite of soul. The soul actually likes to be structuralized, but here's what's different. The strategy becomes extension of soul. It becomes expressive output of the soul. So identity always comes first. The soul always comes first. Energy always comes first. So in the new business paradigm, it's not strategy-led, it's frequency-led, it's energy-led, it's identity-led, it's soul-led. And the strategy naturally follows. So it's the difference between what do I need to make this funnel work and, okay, in the greatest impact, if I knew all that I'm safe, I'm abundant, I'm here doing the most powerful work. What does this want to be in the marketplace? What is the impact this piece of whatever is being put out there through funnel works? What does it want to be? How would it look in this highest intended impact? What role do I play here? So we'll play with the frequency of it first, with that idea first, as it's from the frequency of success and the highest intended impact and love and soul. And from there, the strategy always naturally follows. For me, for instance, I'm noticing that change over the last few years and 5 years and 10 years. At the beginning, it was, okay, how do I make my first 5K month? How do I make my 10K month? It's no longer about that. This way of thinking is not going to work anymore. Instead of how do I make this happen? How do I make that happen? Strategy is who I want to be. What difference do I want to create? From that identity, we naturally create, and that strategy, those funnels, they allow this frequency to exist, to hold. That allows for that abundance to flow, for you to make that impact. But it's the strategy is extension. It's not the thing that makes it work. So that's very different. Instead of business being strategy-led, it's soul and frequency-led. And strategy follows as a result of it. Okay? Third thing that is going to be very different, and it is very different in this new world, is the relationship to selling. In the old business paradigm, selling was about, oh my goodness, the more people I have here, better. So what do I need to say to sell, to convince, to prove, to urgency tactics, buy now because you're going to lose out, going on fears, going on vulnerability, all of that stuff which I'm sure you don't resonate with. Now, in a new paradigm, is not to say that you don't use, let's say, fast act bonus, but not from the energy. If you don't go for fast act bonus, you're losing out now. Or if you don't go for this, you lose it. Nah. It's completely different energy. So in old paradigm, the selling is based on convincing and, persuasion, performance. In a new paradigm in business energetics, selling is based on activation, invitation, inspiration, remembrance. So you assume, that all clients and all people whose eyes are meant to be on your work, those eyes are on your work. And those clients who are meant to work with you in this red hot minute are working with you and are going to work with you in this red hot minute and the next week and the week after. And you know that you're simply attracting the clients that are meant to be working with you in some capacity, are meant to be influenced by your work. So then when you sell, you don't need to convince them. You don't need to persuade them. What you are doing is you inspire them, you activate them, and you help them remember why they're ready. So you still work with their mind, but also with their heart, with their body. So you still facilitate sales, but you do it in reverence and love rather than this better work out and this is my opportunity. I need to prove that I'm good enough or whatever. Okay? So that's another huge difference, the entire relationship to selling. Does it mean that one works better than the other? Again, I'll say it again if I need to. It's possible to make money and success in both ways, but making money in old way, the way that this is dismantling, that is slowly but surely crumbling, doesn't feel good and is exhausting and it has got its limits. Making impact and money in a new way is limitless. It doesn't have its limits. It's not always faster because energy works a little bit differently. It works in waves and in compounding. But it's the only way how you can guarantee that you'll go to those heights, that your business, your impact is meant to go, again, without sacrificing your soul and with feeding your soul and all other areas of your life. So in a new paradigm, you'll create so much more and you'll receive so much more abundance than in old paradigm. You can't compare it. It's not necessarily easier to start with, to function in a new paradigm, because old paradigm sometimes has got like immediate results, like buy now, buy now, buy. So you can mentally put all the energy into it, and in a short time, You can have sometimes quicker results, but you probably know if you've been there that it's exhausting and it's not sustainable, and it's like your heart is ripping your soul, like there must be another way. So yes, business energetics is another way, but that entire relationship to selling must shift. Okay. Next, relationship to money is shifting. Whereas in old paradigm, the one that is crumbling, the modus operandi was, well, I've got to create more money because that will give me safety, that will give me status, then I can do lots of things that will give me freedom, blah, blah, blah. So money is the source, money is safety, money is all these things. In a new paradigm, money is simply a mirror. It wants to be treated like light. It wants to be treated in a sacred relationship. And the money is simply as natural as your breath. But as energy, it will reflect who you currently are or who you consider yourself to be. If you are really fully identified and fully embodied divinity, divine you, then of course the money is flowing through you, is being intimate with you, so to speak. But let's say if you feel unworthy in some ways, if you've been using money as a clutch, but you don't inherently feel worthy of money, money will come and go. Like it will be a visitor and then it will go and you'll be begging, where is that money? You'll be wondering, where's that? What else you need to do to deserve money? And so forth. Okay. So money wants to be treated as a light, as frequency in itself, and as a relationship, because it's ultimately a mirror. The good news is that in a new economy, in a new business paradigm, there is so much wealth for you and for the world that it's unbelievable. So much more abundance than what world is currently living. And it's not going to be anymore about some win, some won't. The new businesses based on the new paradigm, business energetics, are being built or revealed rather on a principle where everyone wins, everyone is enriched, genuinely enriched in all ways. Yes, money-wise, but also in a different ways, such as their fulfillment, their development, and so forth. So this economy, the new economy, business energetics economy, holds unfathomable amount of abundance for all. So more you lean into business energetics and into you, more you are serving not just you and your abundance, but entire world. The fifth thing that is radically changing is the relationship with visibility and content, marketing, what we call it. In the old paradigm, visibility is again like the way to do well. If I want to succeed, I've got to be visible. I've got to be relevant. I've got to have lots of virability. I've got to have millions of followers. I've got to feel something. That's based on ego, mind, identity. In a new way, business energetics way of running a business is not to say that you cannot be seen by millions and you cannot be on a huge global stage and a platform. Of course not. If you're meant to be, if that's your desire, you will be. However, your relationship with visibility is not, I have to have visibility to get results, to feel safe, to be relevant. Your visibility is created again from within as a naturally result of you transmitting the energy of what wants to come through you. So this is very much natural visibility because you are fully in creative consciousness. You're connected to your purpose. You're connected to your vision. You're connected to that identity, who I'm meant to be. And you simply create from that place. And each piece of quote unquote marketing, it becomes like an anchor for your future timeline. So you let the reality catch up. You let the numbers catch up. You let the viewership catch up. And sometimes it happens very, very quickly. Sometimes it takes longer. If you're creating something that is like legacy based, sometimes it takes a little longer and you're okay with it. And you're absolutely okay with it. It's not, I must have it now. Otherwise I'm nobody or I'm not safe or whatever it might be. Incidentally, as I'm recording this video, I just acknowledged yesterday the fact that 10,000 of you are following this channel. Now, I started to, if you like, pay attention to YouTube. exactly 9 months ago. Up till then, there were, I think, 2,900, less than 3,000 subscribers, and I had the channel for years, but it wasn't my way of expressing my soul. And I felt a nudge, if you like, that YouTube is going to be part of it. So when I create the activations, when I express my soul, the YouTube needs to be part of it. So in those 9 months, 7,000 of you, the new souls, found this channel, and you feel it in your bones that business energetics is for you. But for some of you, that 10,000 may feel like very modest growth in that period of time. For some of you, it's great. And we had one comment, which I found shortly before recording this video, from one of you saying, and this came from a very good place, Lenka, I want to believe in business energetics, but why hasn't your content gone viral? Why hasn't your channel exploded? Well, my reply to that is because I don't approach visibility and virality from old place anymore, where, yes, I want to be viral at all costs, and I could do that. And actually, it did happen to me in past as well. With the mind, if you like manifesting, you create that quick virality. It's all possible. But I'm creating legacy. And 9 months ago, I had a really, really, really strong, if you like, moment where I gave myself to a new way of running a business from place of service. The next level is all about the service. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I've, if you like, done my millions. I'm continuing to make my millions. I feel very safe. I feel very abundant. So I shifted from running a business to creating a legacy. And I now know that business energetics is really going to have monumental impact in a global consciousness, how entrepreneurs, how leaders think. But when you create something like this, it doesn't have to always come in 1 week or 1 month or maybe even 1 year. So I let each piece of content that I create be what it's meant to be. Sometimes it's that each piece of content, and even offerings as well, sometimes it's amazing, big impact right away. And sometimes initially it doesn't have great impact, but it may have a deep impact to start with, and a great big impact, I don't know, a week later, month later, year later, decade later. But that's what I'm creating it for. And that, I believe, is a new way of the new world and how you approach visibility. Each piece of content is energetic technology, which you let create impact that it's meant to, whether it's now or next year, but you don't force it like it's going to be now, because you see. Now, the sixth thing that is very different between old and new paradigm of business is the relationship to productivity and action. In the old world, it was all about cause and effect. So more action I take, more results I will get. Harder I work, more I will succeed. That's old. The new way is about being. Again, it's about frequency. Sure, there is still aligned action, but it's not that action that creates, it's energy that creates. Action is the extension of that. And it's not that action that creates. If action created, all the effort you would put into business would have brilliant results. Action doesn't create. Action is often part of your energy alignment. And when you are completely aligned, you just intuitively pick action that is going to help you embody that alignment, embody that frequency more, send it into the fabric of the universe, and then you'll get result. But it's not that action that creates it, it's the alignment that creates, you see? In a new world, in a new business paradigm and business energetics, we're moving away from this cause and effect. Action creates results, and you're growing business and impact and receive abundance by being. So your action will have its rhythm. Sometimes you work more, sometimes you work less, sometimes you create like a motherfucker, sometimes you relax and integrate. We'll see more and more businesses being organized around women's cycles, which is also energetic creative cycle. Energy can't just give, output. It's not natural. It's not healthy. You want integration. You want inhale and exhale and so forth. So that's what's going to be different. Very much the relationship with productivity and action. In old, it's cause and effect. In the new world, it's more of a rhythm and being. The seventh area that is massively shifting is the use of technology. In the old paradigm of business, we used technology as the way to get things done, the way to be more productive, the way to get more clients. So, for instance, funnels and advertising and AI was all about get more, do it quicker, be more productive, and so forth. In a new business paradigm, in business energetics, in a new economy, the technology is used as amplifier. And it's very, very, very different. So, for instance, the advertising, whereas before it was like, all right, I'm going to get advertising, I'm going to make it work so I can bring more clients and more money. The advertising amplifies your voice. It amplifies your message, amplifies your energy. So again, the source is over here, as well as any other technology, including AI. AI is a beautiful reflection of how energy works, and it can work in the old paradigm and in new paradigm also drastically different results. In fact, I'm going to create a whole separate video on this topic and a blog post about how to use AI as sacred technology for a new world leaders for business energetics. And the chances are that at this point it might blow your mind. So watch out for that next video. Number 8, leadership style is shifting and you feel it. It's no longer about leading from the place of I know it all, I will teach you, I'll stand on a pedestal over here and you're over there and I talk down at you. That shit doesn't work anymore. The new leadership style is all about full energetic spectrum. If you're expert and authority in your field, be it. But showing the full energetic spectrum, it means that you can be that and you can be vulnerable, or you can be messy, or you can have human emotions. It's not just about, oh, I'm all the time in my perfection. The new leadership is about honesty. It's about heart. It's about essentially full energetic spectrum and about relatability rather than I'm going to talk down at you. In a simple language, it's about going from the ice queen archetype when it's like, I know it all and, I'm better than, so that's why the clients come to me. It's about, again, resonating. It's about the queen, benevolent queen, where your heart is fully open. Okay? So allow yourself to be it all. It's okay. It's okay for all of us to be more than just an expert in your industry. Next thing that is shifting is the identity structure. In the old world, in the old business paradigm, we used to inform who we are based on how we do. So we would source our sense of identity from external results. So let's say more successful I am, more successful I am. More money I have, more money I have. I'm someone, and so forth. That's again old. That's not sustainable. That's dismantling. The new way of business and reality really is about your identity being rooted in your divinity and in your awareness of it. So it's about simply knowing and being and living and creating and working as such that you are divine, that entire creative force of the universe is flowing through you, that you are inherently and by design worth all of this, that you're limitlessly loved, limitlessly powerful, limitlessly abundant, and so forth. So simply you even choose that identity that's calling you most, that desired identity, if you like, and you assume you are that already. Not you only assume, you embody that, you are that, and you create from that place. And again, you let the results follow. Results will always follow from this place, but not because you chase them, but because you resonate them. 10th thing that is shifting is relationship with time. In old paradigm, we would take time as something linear. Time is passing, which would often create a lot of tension. As in this month, I've got to make sure that I grow my business more than last month. And my goodness, we're halfway through the quarter or halfway through the month. So our results must match that. And time is running out. Blah, 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 blah. In a new way, the new economy, the time is more appreciated for what it is, and it's energy. And rather than, considering time as something linear that passes, we work with it as energy, as feminine energy that doesn't want to be measured, but responds to you and your assumptions to it and your energy about it. So it can stretch for you, it can collapse for you, it can breathe with you. And therefore, what we call speed is not created by more action or doing more in a less time, but it's created by alignment. So this is what I want you to think about, is that speed is really lack of resistance. Speed is created by depth of alignment. And that's a new approach to time. That's business energetics. And lastly, communication. It's very much shifting. You feel it. In old world, old business paradigm, we would communicate primarily to human mind, and there was lots of persuasion, there was lots of even studying persuasion. How do I make people buy? How do I make people yes, etc. In new world, in business energetics, a new business paradigm, it's the communication is based on soul, and it's communicating to the whole person, not just their mind. So it's communicating to their energetic being, to the energy. So we take into account, yes, their mind, and we talk to it with reverence and acknowledgement, but it's also talking to their identity, it's talking to their nervous system, it's talking to their energy. So it's less about persuasion, it's again more about relating, it's more about inspiring, it's more about activating, it's about transmitting. No more performance, but rather connection. No more performing, but rather connecting. So here we have it, 11 areas that are rapidly shifting and 11 recalibrations that we're going through individually as leaders, as women, as change makers, as entrepreneurs, and collectively. I would love to hear from you. Which of these areas or things caught your attention most, where you intuitively feel, look here or look here? Let me know. And in the meantime, continue on this journey, please. You are so important to this movement because it's your commitment to really not to belong anymore to old, not to belong to that fear and to that fear-mongering to create success or anything like that. It's your commitment to co-architect this new way of doing business and create reality, really, that has got more impact than you can imagine. So I thank you for being on this journey. I will continue creating these videos here for the purpose of activation and awareness. And inside of business energetics, of course, to go there for the purpose of full embodiment and full transformation. For now, thank you. I love you. I honor you. And I see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.